Welcome to week 6 of Inside Out at Kidz Klub. We hope that you've had a great week. We're back here with some more games and listening time, stories from the Bible to help us learn about God together. We hope that you're ready to join in and have loads of fun this week. So before we go any further, we're going to start by praying, by asking God to help us have a great time. Are you ready? Let's ask God. Father God, thank you so much that you're really good, that you're good all the time. You're good when we're feeling sad. You're good when we're feeling happy. And thank you that you see all of the things that are going on around us and that you want to help us and be with us in those things. So will you help us to trust you with everything that's going on around us and to know that you love us. And I pray that we'd have a really fun time worshipping you and learning about your truth today. Amen. Great. So now is a time when we love to worship God together. We can sing, we can dance. So we've picked some songs out on YouTube that we thought would be great to worship God to today. So why don't you click pause on this video and go and check out our YouTube videos, either on our liked page or on our website. You can find them there. And let's get up onto our feet, ready to worship. You can do the actions if you can remember. You can make up your own actions. You can sing really loudly. But let's worship God together now. Brilliant. I hope you're out of breath from dancing and stuff so hard. And now it's our time for our games. So it's big screen week here at Kidz Klub. And to celebrate, I've gathered some junk, I've gathered some boxes and some tubes and stuff, and I'm going to see how amazing a screen, like a movie screen, I can make in 3 minutes. So if you want to do this as well, you just need to see if you can gather some junk from maybe your recycling. Make sure you ask your parents or your carers first. Grab some tape if you've got some, and if not, you have the extra challenge of balancing things and see if you can make a better screen than me. Hi, so I'm ready to play the game of making a big screen out of a load of junk. So I've got my boxes, I've got my tape, I've got my 3-minute timer. I'm ready to go. Okay. Oh, time's up. Right. How do you like my big screen? See how it looks. Okay, that was fun. Now it's time for our listening, for our teaching time, and we're going to remind ourselves of what our Bible memory verse is in a moment, and then Anna is going to tell us all about what the outside voice of the world that we're learning about this week, and maybe what the inside voice of God says. We're going to get to see a story from the Bible, and then we're going to get to think about how we can do something about that together. So I'm really excited. Make sure you're comfy, settle down, and let's get ready to listen.
Don't become so normal in your world
that you fit into it without even thinking.
Instead, fix your attention on God,
and you will be changed
from the inside
out.
Take 6. Hello everyone, welcome back to Kidz Klub, and we are in week 6 of our Inside Out theme. The first week we found out about outside lies that say it's all about how you look to make you feel happy. But we found out the inside voice of God says that you are loved. Then we found out how outside lies say it's all about being popular to make you happy. But we found out the inside voice of God says you are chosen. Then we found out the outside lies say it's all about comparing yourself to others. That will make you happy. But we found out the inside voice of God says you are special and unique. Then we found out the outside lies say that it's all about winning. That's how you're going to be happy in life. But the inside voice of God says you are God's child and He is pleased with you. Then last time we found out about how outside lies say it's all about being in a relationship, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, to be happy in life. But we found out the inside voice of God says you are accepted. Phew, wow. Well, let's get rid of another outside lie from our Kidz Klub studio right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm just chilling at home. Yeah, on my phone, yeah. What? There's a new phone out? And you've got it? Okay, tell me all the mate, everything. I'm gonna go and get one right now, okay? Yeah. Alright, see you later.
Yes! A new phone! Check you out! Oh, yes! Oh, wait till I tell you!
I got it! I got the new phone! It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Do you want to play a game on FIFA? Yeah? What do you mean you don't play on your PlayStation 2 anymore? Or 3? Or 4? You've got a Nintendo Switch! Oh man, I've always wanted one of those! I'm just gonna have to go and buy one. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, bye.
Yes! Look what's arrived! I'm so excited! Yes! I got my own Nintendo Switch!
I need a break from all this. Tell you what. Let's have a bit of TV.
The brand new Razor Spark. Probably the best bike in the world. So many gears, so smooth on the steering. With this, you'll be the coolest person alive. Buy it now for only $9.99.99. The Razor Spark, sharper than lightning.
Oh, that bike looks awesome! Man, it's so much stress, all these things, but I just want it. I want it so bad. Ah.
Well, I wonder if any of you have said to your parents or your carers, I really need the latest phone or PlayStation or Nintendo Switch or whatever else the next best thing is. Well, outside voices and outside lies can say it's all about wanting new stuff in your lives. Outside voices say, you're not as cool if you haven't got the latest gadget. You won't be happy without the latest brand new thing. And if we start to listen to these outside voices, we end up a little bit like how I was in the drama, just frantically trying to get hold of the next best thing. We'll end up miserable, and we'll end up feeling the pressure. Guys, God has got so much more than that for you. And if we listen to the outside voices, we forget the inside voice of God that says, you have treasure in heaven. Wow. Let's find out more about that in our Bible story now.
The inside voice of God says you have treasure in heaven. That's so cool. It should be, but I want to tell you a story about a guy who listened to the outside voice, saying it's all about the stuff we have here on earth. He was pretty greedy. He wanted Jesus to tell his brother to give him money. But Jesus said to him, beware of greed. Life isn't measured by how much stuff you have. And then Jesus explained what he meant through a story. But rather than tell you this story, I'm going to draw you the story. The story Jesus told was about a really rich farmer who had so many crops and so much money. So many crops, in fact, that he didn't know what to do with it all. But this is where it all went wrong. Rather than think, I've got all I need, I can give to those who don't have as much as me, he decided to make a bigger field. Why? Also, he could have more and more crops. Why? Also, so he could have more and more money and sit back, put his feet up, knowing he's got loads of money for many more years. But in the story Jesus told, God said to the farmer, what if you die tonight? All this food and money will be a waste, and you'll have to put effort in for nothing. God said, you're a fool if you put loads of effort into getting stuff for your life, rather than putting effort into your friendship with me. That was the end of the story, but Jesus finished by telling the greedy guy, don't worry about having money or stuff. Instead, just give your stuff away to the poor. So there you go. Jesus taught people not to listen to outside voices, saying you need more stuff on earth to be happy. Jesus said, what's the point in having lots of stuff now when you're missing out on being friends with God, just like the rich guy? What's the point of having loads of stuff now when you have treasure in heaven? Isn't that exciting? So rather than listening to the outside voices saying we need stuff now in order to be happy, fix your attention on God. Be his friend. Listen to the inside voice of God saying you have treasure in heaven. This treasure, it's 1,000,000 times better than any stuff we have now on earth. It's going to be amazing. Knowing this will change your life. The inside voice of God is as simple as that and can change us in powerful ways from the inside out.
God is a really good God, isn't he? And he made us an awesome world full of great things that we love and enjoy and care about. Things that we spend our money and time on, and things that connect us as human beings. And the outside voice says those are the things that are the most important. Those are the things that we need. Those are the things that we need to think about the most. But the inside voice of God says, no, those things are great, but I made them for you to enjoy. I didn't make them to be your treasure. So let's have a think about some of these earthly treasures, these things that we care about and which we spend time and money on, and sometimes we can convince ourselves that we need. And let's think about how they compare with our heavenly treasures. So what about this one here? Getting the new iPhone. I have an iPhone. Do you think that's an earthly treasure, or is it a heavenly treasure? It's an earthly treasure, isn't it? It's something that's really nice to have, but it's not the most important thing. Even if I get the newest iPhone in a couple of years or even maybe months, there might be a newer, better one that's supposed to be better, and then I won't have the newest thing anymore. So it's not going to last forever. It's not a heavenly treasure. What about this one? Games consoles. Who loves playing games? I bet loads of you do. But there are so many to choose from, so they can't possibly be a heavenly treasure. They don't last forever. They're not something that we really need in our lives. It's a great thing to be able to play games, but you know, if there are so many different options, then clearly it's not something you need. It's not something that's essential. What about this one? Clothes from the most popular labels. There's a couple of them there, but again, there's so many more types. So you might like one label, somebody else might think another one is the best. So it's not really a heavenly treasure. Clothes don't last forever. There are new brands all the time. So they can't be the most important thing for me to spend my time thinking about. So what about some of these heavenly treasures? Live forever. Do you know, guys, when we're in heaven, we get to live with God forever. We get to be his forever friend. So that means there'll be no more death. Imagine that, if nobody ever died ever again. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And if everybody was there and you knew it was going to be forever, that's definitely a heavenly treasure. It's not something that is a part of our lives now. Sadly, people do die, don't they? But in heaven, everybody gets to live there together forever, together with God. That's definitely a heavenly treasure. What about this one? Peace. Ah, wouldn't it be great if there was no more war? Wouldn't it be wonderful if nobody was ever fighting? Because, you know, fighting and feeling angry and arguing with people, it just gets you all knotted up inside. It doesn't help anything. Peace is definitely a heavenly treasure. We see it sometimes in this life, but it never seems to last. People are always getting annoyed with each other and falling out. There's never eternal peace. But the inside voice of God says that in heaven, that will be one of our treasures. It's something he promises us in his word, the Bible. In heaven, there will be peace. No more fighting, no more wars. That's a treasure to look forward to. And this one is kind of similar. No more bullying or violence. Now, guys, it's been a bit of a sad week. There's been some awful stories in the news about people being bullied and treated differently just because of the colour of their skin. And I know at Wood End, you guys really care about justice, and I'm sure that all the other clubs of Kidz Klub really care about justice as well, and you spend loads of time praying for it, and that's been a real inspiration to me. I know that you really care about justice and violence and bullying, and it makes you feel really sad when people get treated differently, when people get hurt just because of who they are or what they look like. It's just not fair, is it? And it's not right. And you know, if that stuff makes us sad, we can know that it makes God really sad too. And that's why, as one of the treasures that he promises us in heaven, the inside voice of God says, in heaven, there will be no more bullying. Nobody will get treated unfairly. Everybody will get treated the same. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is free to be loved by God. Isn't that awesome news? You know, the treasure in heaven is so much more important than whether we've got the latest games console or the latest clothing brand. Now, one of my treasures, one of the things that I really like is jewellery. This is one of my bracelets. It's not particularly expensive, but I think it's really pretty. But I should remember, every time I look at one of these beads, every time I put this bracelet on, I wonder if I could set myself a challenge. For every bead, I have to think about a treasure in heaven. And I have to thank God, thank you God, that in heaven there will be no more death. There will be no more bullying or unfairness. There will be peace forever. I'll get to live with you forever. I'll get to be your forever friend. These are just some of the promises, some of the treasures that we have waiting for us in heaven. And you know what? Those things are going to last forever. This won't last forever. Sometimes my jewellery is broken. One time a load of it got stolen from our house and it made me feel sad. But I knew that there were things that were way more important.
Another week done. So great you could join us for this week's Kidz Klub. And we're really excited to be back next week as well. And we'd love to see any of your colouring sheets that you've coloured in, or maybe even your screen that you made out of your junk. If you can, ask your parents or carers to take a photo of those things and post them on our Facebook page. We'd be so excited to see them. And don't forget, there are flyer prizes available for best flyers if they get posted on our Facebook page, and we'll judge which is the best one each week. So make sure you get on that if you can. All right, great to have been with you, and we hope to for you to join in with us next week. Okay, bye.